Hi, it's Adam from realitymanifestation.com, and in this video I'm going to be going through how to write subconscious reprogramming affirmations. So just before going through how to do this, it's worth briefly going through what an affirmation actually is and what's the purpose for using affirmations. An affirmation is basically a statement confirming something to be true, reconfirming it to yourself, affirming it, with the purpose being increasing your sense of certainty with that statement being true, as all our belief is a feeling of certainty, whether something is or isn't true. So by using affirmations, you can strengthen your belief in something, which can also be used to help change disempowering beliefs. Now, I personally find affirmations much more powerful when I speak them out loud rather than just writing them down. But with the principles I'm about to go through, you can apply them for whether you're creating affirmations to write down or to speak out loud. I personally have the type of psyche that tends not to accept something new, including new beliefs easily. So I need to use methods that hit my subconscious mind powerfully. If you find you are similar to myself, watch my video I'll link down below on how to get the most from affirmations. So now going into how to write your own affirmations effectively, I'll start with more basic, more well-known ways of getting the most from writing affirmations, and then I'll go through some more advanced tips towards the end. And again, these apply if you're going to say them out loud. So you want to make sure you're writing your affirmations in the present tense. So you don't want to say, I have my dream body, I have X amount of money, or whatever it is in 3 weeks' time, or a month, or 6 months from now. Because to your subconscious mind, it's always going to be that duration away from you. And your subconscious mind doesn't understand logic or reason. It understands and goes by emotion. So you want to create the feeling and the emotion to already having what it is that you are affirming, including whether you want to feel or be a different version of yourself that you're experiencing, or you are that version of yourself right now. It can be as simple and as basic as, rather than saying, I become energized, I am energized. I go towards my dream job, I have my dream job. And then another foundational tip you've likely heard before, unless you're new to writing affirmations or anything similar, is that you want to write them positively stated. So for example, rather than saying, I no longer feel ill, you would say, I am full of peak health and vitality. Because if you're trying to move away from something negative, your subconscious mind has to perceive that first before trying to move towards what it is that you actually want. So you're actually conditioning your subconscious mind to focus on and feel what you don't want. So it's very important that your affirmations are positively stated. So the two most important foundational tips is that 1, it's written in a present context, and then 2, that it's positively stated. But you've likely already heard this before, so now moving on to slightly more advanced tips. You want to use words that resonate with you, that make you feel and experience more powerfully whatever it is that you are affirming. So rather than affirming something such as, I have good health, I feel great, to use a personal example I like to use every morning is, I'm wide awake and I am full of peak health and vitality, and I feel vibrantly alive, yes! So I get my tone of voice, my body involved as well, which I cover in the video I mentioned earlier, to focus on creating the feelings. But in this tip and example, I want you to focus on the words I was using. So rather than just saying good health, I say peak health. I also use the word vitality, which these words to me have a more powerful impact than just saying I have energy or good health. So don't expect to write the perfect affirmation straight away. Write something you want to attract or experience. Then tweak what you've written with using words that amplify the effect and the feeling of the affirmation. You can always tweak existing affirmations that you've heard from someone else for a good starting point. I personally did this with a lot of affirmations I first heard from Tony Robbins. So another useful tip when writing affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind is to write affirmations that are emotionally charged rather than just being logical. So for example, you could affirm that you have your dream job rather than just improving your current working situation. Another very important tip, regardless of if you are writing or speaking out loud an affirmation, you want to use the same affirmation over and over again, rather than just writing or speaking it out loud once and then moving straight on to another. Now, another very useful and powerful tip, this one isn't as discussed as often, is using presumptive questions such as, how did I become so lucky to have my ideal partner? Or, how did I become so lucky to have my dream job? Other than potentially using more powerful wording, the reason this is so powerful is that it applies all of the principles I mentioned earlier, but also, since you're asking yourself a question, the mind has to answer any questions that it is given, like typing a question into Google. So you have to be very careful of the questions you ask yourself, as you can lead your mind to coming up with answers that aren't even true, based on the style of questions that you ask yourself. I cover this in much more detail in other videos I've done around the subconscious mind. Some of what I've said in this video, especially if you've heard it for the first time, might sound quite advanced or complex, but it's actually quite straightforward once you've practiced it. I've covered some quite advanced aspects for writing affirmations, but in terms of its complexity and practice, you may need to go over this video again 1 or 2 more times, and also the video I mentioned earlier. With those together, you'll be very good with writing affirmations in a short period of time. I hope you have found this video useful. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also share this video with anyone who you think will benefit from these tips I've gone through on affirmations. And comment down below on any affirmations you've created and come up with from applying these principles. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.